This is the Ningbo Riverfront. And this specific area where I'm standing now is known in Chinese as the Laowaitan. Some people translate it into English as the Old Bund. And yes, that's a comparison with the Bund in Shanghai. Like the Bund in Shanghai, this Bund has some old-style European buildings, though not nearly as many, and probably not as grand as in Shanghai. Also, like Shanghai's Bund, the reason this one exists is because of the concessions granted to Europeans after the First Opium War. This bridge is actually called the Waitan Bridge. Well, the building over there reminds me oddly of the Gherkin in London. Not that I've ever seen the Gherkin in person, since I've never been to London. Historically, this area was the port of Ningbo, but as trade increased, it became clear they were going to need a bigger port. So now they have a much larger one for bigger ships in Beilun district, which is a ways north of the northeast, I believe, of the central city. You might think this boat is pretty big, and I guess it is, but it's a restaurant primarily rather than an actual boat meant to, take people. The other side has quite a few skyscrapers, while this side has modern buildings. If you're wondering, didn't you say there were old buildings here? Yes, but they're a little further down or further inside. You can find some too. Let's have a look there for a bit. This section here is called Wai Malu, which literally means like outer road. If we head this way, we'll get to Zhong Malu, which is like middle road. From there, we can see a few more old-fashioned buildings, though that too has been affected by modernity in a somewhat different way. I'll show you. So here it is, Zhong Malu. And here are the old traditional European buildings. Now, the thing that does mean this area has been heavily influenced by modernity is simply this. Just about all these buildings here are bars. Did not know they allowed cars on this road. I guess they do. Advertising all kind of beer, like Heineken, Tiger beer, this Pilsener Lager beer, good old Corona, which makes me feel like I'm back in California. Remember when nobody thought that the name Corona sounded at all like it would make you sick? There's the way back to the outer road by the river. And if you go down here, guess what you're gonna see? More bars. Yep, bars everywhere. Bars, 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 as far as the eye can see. This area is popular with foreigners living here because bars. But me, I think I'm gonna head out toward the riverfront again. At night, Zhongmalu is just full of people because of the popularity of the bars. Since I'm here now at about 2 in the afternoon, hardly anybody's here. Here I go. So here we are back on the riverfront. You can see you're getting a bit of an older building here with this brick one. And here we're getting into the old ones, which is occupied by a Starbucks, which is certainly a fine sign of Chinese modernization. Another bridge over here. Ningbo is absolutely full of bridges. And there'll be one more leading in a different direction that we'll get to soon. Let's have a quick look at this river. We got barges coming down the river. Got a barge coming at us there. Yeah. Here's where we can find the old-fashioned European buildings on the riverfront. Oh, and another barge coming through. Very nice and leafy here. Reminds me a lot of Shamian Island in Guangzhou, which also has these older European style buildings. And this nice leafy atmosphere. And on the other side, more big buildings, more of modern Ningbo. Here's a cool looking building. I see what this is. We'll get to the front of this building later where it'll be even more impressive. But this is the back side of a Catholic cathedral here. We'll see it from the front later. It'll be better then. Some more bridges up here. And barges. Here comes a barge on past. To my north are bridges going east and west across the river. To my south are some more bridges going east and west across the river. Now over here, to my southwest, is a bridge going north and south. North and south. I'm not sure I said that very clearly. Across the river. Along with more nice buildings. The bridge's name is the Xinjiang Bridge. No, that's not the same name as the region in western China. It's a homophone, but it's not the same. The character for Xin is the same, but Jiang is a different one. One that means river rather than a frontier. And here is the Sacred Heart Catholic Cathedral. Probably the most striking bit of architecture here at the Laowaitan. It's certainly not as big as the great cathedrals of Europe. But then again, Catholicism here is certainly also not as large as it is in Europe. There are definitely Catholics in China, though. Both Catholics and Protestants, but this is a Catholic church. The Chinese characters there say that quite clearly. Tianzhu Tang, basically Catholic church. And here, a statue of the Virgin Mary. I can read a little bit of that. I can read, it definitely says something about the Holy Mother down there, so that makes sense with Catholic theology and all. I believe this is still an active Catholic church with services going on Sundays. Not sure of that though. There's a sign for the Sacred Heart Cathedral and a map of the Old Bund that we will now leave. Up these stairs and this way across the Xinjiang Bridge. To the other side where there's a metro station we can use to get home. One last look at the cathedral first. And with this, we'll cross the river. Crossing the bridge, over the river, and leaving behind the Old Bund with the Sacred Heart Cathedral just over there and the riverfront here. Making our way toward the other side. Full of modern Ningbo. And on the other side, down that road is a metro station. And here we are, heading on down to Zhongmenkou Station. This isn't necessarily actually the closest station to the Old Bund. Depending on where you are, it might actually be closer to go to Waitan Bridge Station. But for us, given our destination, this one makes the most sense. Let's get on the train. Hope you enjoyed this little trip to the Old Bund, or the Laowaitan in Chinese. If you did, and you want to see more about my life in China, this would be a great time to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. See you all next time. Bye!